up, everybody? Welcome back to Knockout Sessions, Boxing Edition. It's your boys, as always, Julio, Milton. If you guys already don't know the routine, hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Social media handles are in the description. Para la gente que no habla en español, aquí están los subtítulos. Pégale los links que están aquí en la descripción. We're going to get right into it because I kind of just want to get this one over with, honestly.
First of all, don't talk about our people like that, right?
Who's our people?
Whoever loves boxing.
They know I don't love this shit.
Exactly. No. Don't say it like that because then they're gonna misunderstand. Everybody knows you love boxing.
I do love boxing, real boxing.
But you hate
celebrity boxing.
This isn't celebrity boxing.
Okay.
We have the grand day of baseball versus Chavez Jr.
It's that gets to me. Like, how do we?
What's beautiful is he shares the name with Julio Cesar Chavez.
All three letters, all three names actually. That's great. Even the junior. But
yes, this fight week for Jake Paul versus Chavez. In a lot of ways. Let me say something like this. Let me say something, Julian. Can you please listen to me? Listen. Yeah. Let me say something real quick.
Sorry, I was mimicking the old people. That
you can say whatever you want in the past about Jake Paul's celebrity fucking fights. I'll give it to you. All his past fucking fights are not real boxing, right?
They're not real competition.
Listen. No, fuck that. Because he's been fighting real fighters. There's a difference. They were just not boxers.
No. We know what the difference is between this boxing and the other boxing. If y'all ever want to see things like this, WWE is pretty good. You know, they got a lot of good content on there.
So what? Okay, I'm not gonna fall for your entrapment right here.
Enchantment.
All I'm saying is, no matter who Julio Cesar Chavez has been in the last 3-4 years.
3-4 decades.
He grew up being a legit boxer. He legit was a freaking world champion.
Okay.
Right?
Right. I want to put this out there, and I know this is me shooting myself in the foot. We didn't know each other at the time quite yet.
I know you.
I rooted for Chavez Jr. against Canelo.
Yes, Canelo.
But only because I wanted to see the comeback story.
Because you wanted to fucking see Canelo. See, I knew you were Canelo.
Not because I hate Canelo.
Yes, it is.
It's because I wanted to see the comeback story of this young man at the time. I wanted to be like, dude, can you imagine like he beats Canelo?
You share the name.
And yeah, like, and I'm relatable to this man, you know. And then he goes out and ever since May 7th, I'm gonna assume it was, of 2015. I have 16.
Mm-hmm.
I have legitimately been so disgusted and disappointed with this man. Because then after that, he just puts on the fucking performance against Danny Jacobs. And then he just has shitty fight after shitty fight against shitty opposition. I want to love Chavez Jr. I really want to root for him in this fight. But one, it's Chavez Jr. If you're Mexican, you know what I mean by that. Honestly, if you're a boxing fan, you know what I mean by that. Two, it's scripted. We know what's going to happen.
You got to stop that shit.
All right? It's scripted.
No, it's not.
I'm probably going to get shot for saying this by somebody from Jake Paul's camp.
It's not.
And that's fine. I'll take the bullet. Three, it's not even real fights. It becomes real one way and one way only for Jake Paul for me.
When he gets knocked out?
When he if he wants to really campaign at cruiserweight the way he's been talking, you know what I want.
Okay. So this is where we start the conspiracy theories.
Jake Paul versus Julio Pataya has to happen.
Okay, but this is where you gotta understand something.
That's where it becomes real for me.
No, but this is where you gotta understand something. Why the fuck would he get a fucking title shot at like 8 fights in? And he's barely stepping up his competition. Most boxers don't even start fucking fighting. Most boxers don't even start fighting ex-fucking world champions and ex-contenders until they're like 15-0.
I was about to before you interrupted me, I was going to say you're right. Julio Pataya is the end game.
Exactly.
Let's see how Jake Paul does against Zurdo. Because Zurdo's I believe, leaking between his legs when it comes to fighting Jai Opetaia. All right.
Wow.
All right. So Zurdo, I mean, if you're his manager and you're like, hey, we got Jai Opetaia and we got Jake Paul who just beat Chavez Jr. If you're Zurdo, you're like, I want this one. What's the script? At what point
Stop with the
do I lose?
script. Stop saying that.
And
That's not real.
then his manager's like, you have to lose by decision because you're still a legit fighter, but we need Jake Paul to kind of go over by decision. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, Amasa.
That is crazy talk. You know what? I will find a. I'm gonna fucking keep this clip of you talking about fucking Sudo selling himself, and if he ever fights, Jake Paul ever fights Jai Patai and he wins, remember this.
I'm retiring. I'm not even gonna come. I quit knockout sessions. I quit everything at that point. But yeah. So then Zurdo sells out.
Stop. Oh my.
To Jake
God.
Paul. Let me map out, and then Jake Paul's okay. You finally are WBC champion. The world has completely ended,
and that's when Canelo becomes a 5-division world champion.
If Canelo wants to step up to that, go ahead. He'll die too in the process. The bottom line is, when Jake Paul ends the world and gets himself a fucking boxing belt, and in the history books, it's considered Jake Paul was a world champion. Jake fucking Disney Channel Paul, okay? All I want is just him versus Opetaia. That's all I want.
Okay.
And we're not responsible to what happens to Jake Paul.
Obviously not, because he's a legitimate fighter with a license to box, and he trains harder than me and you.
And so when they
and he has cash to probably have legitimate trainers teach him how to fight.
So when the script is presented to Jai Opetaia, he'll be like, "Yeah, I'll follow that for sure." In the third round.
That's crazy. But damn, I would say the first one.
Nah, he's got to let him marinate for a little bit, because then the mafia is gonna be.
Regardless, my whole point of this whole situation was, this is a legit step-up fight for Jake Paul. This is
against the guy that lost against Anderson Silva. I don't believe in Chavez Jr. anymore.
It doesn't matter. This is a legit. This is literally your first stepping stone when you fight a 40-year-old ex-champion to get your fucking feet wet to legitimate competition, right? Even Chavez said, if I lose to Jake Paul, I will retire from boxing forever.
I mean, we know where this is going. It's in the script. We know where this is the last cash out. This is Chavez Sr. telling, hey, mijo, like, la neta.
Like, you owe me.
Vales verga, okay? So, that came out of my soul. So, necesito que pelees con el Jake Paul.
That was a good one.
All right. Y ganemos esta última feria. Esta última feria, mijo, para ti. Para que luego lo uses en cocaína y en putas.
That was great.
Sorry, guys.
That was great.
I needed to let that one out of my system.
That was actually really fucking great.
My tocayo is not my tocayo.
But there's some truth to your fucking nonsense, because the co-main event is Zurdo Ramirez. And a lot of the little talks that I've heard about on the back end is this might be a setup fight for fucking Jake Paul getting ranked in the cruiserweight division by beating a legit boxer like Julio Cesar.
And Zurdo beating a janitor like Jake Paul.
And potentially seeing if they can make a fight against Zurdo. I honestly think Jake Paul's boxing career would stop with Zurdo. I don't give a fuck what you're saying.
No. I would still pick Jake Paul
over Zurdo. I will say this. I truly hope that Zurdo takes the Jai Opetaia fight first.
Yes.
Before he takes the Jake Paul fight. I think Jake Paul is a good way for Zurdo to cash out and move on. Yes. And then if your fucking world says Jake Paul versus Jai, then yeah, go for it.
Oh, we'll literally see live murder on TV. It's gonna be so amazing.
Hey,
but yes,
you do what you do, boy.
All right, but in this whole grand scheme of things, Opetaia will be in attendance. He told in an interview he'll be in attendance. He's not going there for the Jake Paul.
No, he wants to get on stage with fucking Zurdo.
And I think for the boxing, for real boxers, for real boxing fans, for real boxing world here, non-scripted, all right, in the real world, boxing needs Zurdo versus Opetaia. Jake Paul can go play patty cake with him. I don't know, like maybe he fights Chavez Senior after this.
Bro, I will promise you. I promise you, I will not be surprised.
Because those two have been chirping at each other a lot.
Because somehow Jake Paul beats Chavez Jr., Dad is going to be like, motherfucker, I'll beat you ass.
Probably. And then after that, he's probably going after Chavez's nephew, the one that we've seen, or grandson.
Oh, Johan?
All right. So, I mean, and he'll be like, I own the Chavez dynasty. But enough of the bullshit. Let's talk about another bullshit return. Deontay Wilder returns this Friday. To be honest, I don't even know who he's fighting.
He is fighting someone special.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, this is another man on the way out. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Wilder. It's just that, like, I've seen his clips of him training this week. He still doesn't look like he's learning to box. It looks like he's just got a bunch of people saying.
Technically, he did Tyrell Anthony Herndon.
Okay, so let's assume he wins this fight. It looks cute again. What's next? Wilder Joshua?
They're trying to set up a Joshua fight.
Okay, and then Joshua probably wins that fight, and then Wilder rides off into the sweet sunset
with more cash in his pocket.
Probably will try to do MMA because he's talked about that for a long time now.
Doesn't make sense now.
Maybe he fights in Ngannou.
Doesn't make sense now.
Actually, we could do Wilder and Ngannou, and then he can retire after that. Boxing is like a bread that just tastes stale for me right now.
That's crazy.
Like, there's nothing that's like.
It's because you're not indulging in the bread. There's more than just the surface.
It's just crumbs.
There's more than just the surface.
So, it really doesn't. You know what? Wilder, stick around for a little longer. There's a cruiserweight that I can't wait to see jump up to heavyweight after he's done handling business. I would love to see him knock the fuck out. And then Joshua can get after that, and then Usyk can get it after that.
Damn. You flip on Usyk that quickly?
When it comes to Opetaya versus Usyk, absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
I have my horseman. I will choose my horse over the other horse that I like.
Crazy.
Let me put it to you like this.
No, bro.
Opetaya is like that girlfriend where I'm just like, you know what? She's always going to be better than these ones.
No, what I think is crazy is your Opetaya hype just started like the last 3 months.
Ooh, and, spicy. Let's look at the receipts.
You're the definition of you left your wife that you love for the hot, spicy new girlfriend.
Who did I love in this situation?
Usyk.
I still love Usyk.
No, but
Opetaya is my horse.
That's crazy. Just because she's young, she's pretty, she talks right.
Jail Patel, if you're ever watching this, I doubt you'll watch this, Pat, but Jail Patel looks like a built version of you.
Especially after the hernia.
All three of them. So that's our take on the boxing world. We have this is a circus of a boxing weekend, honestly.
That's fucking crazy.
And I say that as a boxing. I don't hate boxing. I'm a boxing fan, and I think that's why I'm so hard. He just said nope, and then early in this video, he's like, "You love boxing." Jake Paul is the only fucking reason I'm even like showing up early for anything on Saturday. So, I'll say this off camera, but
anyways, make sure you catch our UFC video, Iron Man versus Spider-Man. We out here.
So for everybody that tuned in, we appreciate the love. Hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Para la gente en español, gracias por ver este video. Compártenlo, peguen el like. For everybody in the description for the social media, TikTok's been doing a good job. Instagram's been getting there. Let's just keep it rolling, guys. We appreciate all the love and support. We'll be back for our reaction when Jake Paul beats Chavez Jr. Because it was in the...
All I'm going to say is, before everybody leaves, so that I leave it on camera, Julio, if Chavez beats Jake Paul, I do not want you to come on this fucking camera being all happy because you are fake. You are a fake. You are a liar. You don't believe in the process.
If Chavez Jr. was to beat Jake Paul, I would have come on here just for him.
Thank you, everybody.
Just for him. So thank you, everybody. Peace.
Fuck out of here.